Oh, we're tumbling lower and lower and lower. What can you do? Previous weekly low got hit, NASDAQ already overnight. Now we're back there. London low. All right. Bear hat is on. Has been on. You guys, I think it's the time of the year where a lot of bearish setups happen overnight. Let's see here. Just like tapped ever so slightly into this 4 hour. And dropped. Those were at 6 p.m. All it did was sweep a tiny bit of buy side, like pre-market highs. There's not, I don't see an SMT there. And then we just dropped. All right. Been pretty consistently going lower and lower. All right. How much did we drop already today? 461. See, 461 and indices are down 1.5 and 1%. Okay. I think we could get to this sell side. I wouldn't really push it to this one. Yeah. Okay. 533 is the average ATR, average true range in the past 5 days. 545 on NASDAQ and 105 for ES. Did I press the go live button this time, by the way? Is it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Bigfoot says you could have entered at 936, but the stop loss would have been demonic, probably. You're right, dude. Even though this looks like it could be a small stop loss, it's freaking 65 points. Wow. Also, we had hit previous weekly low already, pre-market. $107 points ATR for ES. Last 5 days. How much did we move already? $104 points. Hmm. We were just dying. Yesterday was Monday, right? Okay. We had a big range for a Monday. Rest of the weekly range probably gonna continue to be big. Okay. Plus we have red folder Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Today we had that true unemployment claims came out 3:10 a.m. Is that true? What? I don't see that. Why does that say that on the Forex Factory calendar? FOMC members speaking at 10:30 and 11. FOMC members speaking again. All right. All right. Just a giant 15-minute fair value gap there. To the downside. Check out previous weekly low again. Measure down like the whole day, because that is pretty much where the swing started, the high. And just to have the range of the day would be helpful. Previous weekly low is pretty much in the middle of the range of today. Okay. Sweet. Okay. All right. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. We have FOMC member speaking at 10:30. Hopefully during that time another setup will happen. Actually, I'm also gonna make an espresso. The chair will trade for me. Okay. Okay. So not even a retracement to 50%. That's fantastic. I got my espresso now. So you want me, baby? I know it's not sweet. I guess so. Let's do a shot of espresso. All right. I don't think you're meant to do shots of espresso. I think you're meant to sip on them, but it's a New York life. I think my ancestors would be turning in their graves if they saw that. Over there in Croatia, they take 3. I'm not even joking. They take 3 hours to drink one espresso by the beach or whatever, by the cafe. Swirl it. Just pick it up, swirl it, set it down. Pick it up again. Take a tiny sip, set it down. That's an art. But I'm not there. I'm in New York, so. Maybe it's developing some sort of, quasi support, fake support. I don't know. Oh, maybe it's going to pop up during the speech. Yeah, develop equal loads versus the sell side. This was the Friday when everything fell apart that one day, right? What are we going to do? You guys, the Ninja Trader Cup yesterday went pretty well for me. I was in first place for a while, for most of the time. And then I was like, I'm pretty proud of myself because I was in first place. Among the other influencers, right? We were playing for charity. Pretty proud of myself because in other days when I've done that, I decide to trade the entire afternoon. Entire lunch session. And then I would give up my gains during that. This time I was like, okay, no, I'm just going to leave it be and let other people either have to catch up or maybe they'll make mistakes, right? But it was a volatile lunch period. So when I came back after my workout, I got a text from the producers being like, yeah, you're in the top 3. You're in 3rd place right now. So come from 3 to 4 p.m. for the finale, basically. And there I couldn't catch up. So that was where I had to start pushing it because I was in 3rd. But hey, it's pretty good. It's better. As they keep happening, I'm getting a little bit better. Even though they're really not like actual trading, but it can be fun if you let it be fun. So I was this close. But congrats to Salma who won $25K to go to charity in her name to St. Jude's. Those competitions definitely tire me out. So then I end up trading way more than I usually do, right? No, I was mad pissed last week. I went for longs got stopped out. Then I ended up trying a cute short, and I was just too early for that, right? It happened Sunday night. I was mad because I gave back like, I don't know, like 3/4 of my gains. But that's life. The market's kind of a little difficult. I know Jade Cap said that he's finding this market more difficult. Here we have we're retracing to get at the swing high. Let's see if there's an SMT. No SMT there at those lows for ES and NASDAQ. So maybe that this is just a retracement into 50%. We have some bearish 5-minute FEGs here. Have some water. I ran out of water. BRB. Okay, I'm back. So, I think we gotta drag out this. We might end up even retracing all the way to freaking like 8:30 open. Wouldn't that be crazy? Okay, what did you guys vote? Bullish, bearish, or neutral? Huge, 66% bearish. Bigfoot 7K, what are you're addicted to gummy bears or something? Jamie, I think what you gotta do is log into, this is like typically what you gotta do on whenever you have some delayed data, especially if it's like you're using Trade-Evade. You have to, or NinjaTrader, log into the Trade-Evade online platform, and you only have to do this once whenever you sign up for a new firm. Log in online with the Trade-Evade credentials they gave you, and then you have to like sign some user agreement, and then you'll get data that's on time. I actually quit coffee for like a year and a half. By the way, I didn't drink coffee for literally a year and a half. Or anything, any kind of caffeine. And on my Europe trip, of course, I got back into it this summer. So here I am. I gotta have at least one shot of espresso in the morning. I think there's less caffeine in a shot of espresso than there is in a full cup of coffee, at least. I don't have caffeine withdrawal. So for initial wick rejecting this 5-minute on Nazi, it's not in the 50% area, but we've seen stuff like this, I think. before many times, but we'll see. Might have to dig into it a couple times. Wait, is this a 5? Let's see the 15. 15 is quite big. And most of it's not in discount, so. Alright, I don't think I have much more else to really worry about. I'm bearish too. 66% of chat is bearish. The question is whether it's time, to drop to that sell side, or is it just developing some equal lows here first? I'm gonna take buy side to take sell side. We've seen that, But I think I'll have a better idea after this Fed speaker at 10:30 and at 11. Who is it? Barr is speaking at 10:30. Barkin at 11. I'm gonna start barking. All right. B-my-N-Y. You know what's exhausting? It is exhausting when you're watching price move so much every day. Seeing big candles and large ranges is very tiring for your eyes and for your brain. Afterwards, I like to literally close my eyes after the session and go in a dark room. Just close my eyes for like 10 minutes for a cool down. I would love some sort of SMT for me to get short again. All I see right now is that we did take out this high again. We do have 1 minute, 2 minute displacements. For the short while, it could end up stopping some people out, but I'd rather have some sort of displacement. Yeah, or like SMT at, I don't know, yeah. At a high, even a 1 minute SMT would be nice. It is kind of hard to short if we're down 1.5%. Right now we're down 1.3 from this area. Okay. Maybe I just gotta set up more because maybe that's why I cough more. Because I'm like laying back in my chair a lot of times. I don't know. Tiny is your main Confluence AMD when trading. Yeah, I think you guys could check out my episode on chart fanatics. It's the name of it, right? I went pretty in depth over how I look at price action there. And you guys should check that out. And if you already have, make sure you leave a comment on that video if you found it helpful. And let me know that you're from the live stream if you end up leaving a comment, right? Like, let me think. Just let me know you're coming from my live streams. Yeah, I thought that we might be digging. Now we're really having a back and forth ping pong, which I hate, which I really don't like. It's an accumulation, ping ponging between 15-minute FEG and these series of smaller time frame. This 2-minute basically, it's 2-minute and 1 minute here. It's really 50-50 because I'm bearish, but I don't know if they want to somehow do some stop out here first. It could even go back if it wanted to all the way. I don't think it would. It's honestly decently clean where we did rebalance everything pretty immediately. See in the 2. You have the tiny 2-minute FEG in here. She did come in wick into, right? I kind of like that, honestly. It's not that obvious, but it's pretty interesting. Because that's the only one where we didn't rebalance, and we just wicked up into that basically for NASDAQ. Not ES yet. For ES, that's pretty much where 50% is. Let me put this. This red and green is literally just a GAN box. I've divided. Here, take a screenshot if you need that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now he starts speaking in 1 minute. I know he already did start speaking. Okay, great. What's he talking about right now? Kind of like the 2-minute right now, right? We have a 2-minute here, 2-minute here, the ping pong action happening. I'm bearish. I want to see that fail. However, will I find a short where it's like a good stop loss? I don't know. I do not know because ES does seem like there's equal highs here and an imbalance above. And also, I don't know how big the stop loss would be. It would be freaking like 100 points. Maybe I'd find something on the smaller time frame. Let's see. Record-breaking 2026 FIFA World Cup is coming soon, says the White House. More than $30 billion projected for the U.S. economy as President Trump teams up with FIFA President Gianni Infantino for the greatest tournament ever. I'm kind of salty about that. I signed up to be notified of when tickets would get on sale, and they never sent emails about that. And then I just see, oh, tickets have been sold out, or the second round has been sold, and it's just insane. It's like cheapest tickets are $2,000. for nosebleeds. I'm like, oh my gosh. I need to watch the FIFA documentary on Netflix. They're very corrupt. I'm pretty sure there was an assassination in the FIFA board. That's me. There we go. I mean, I'll definitely go to a couple of games, but I wanted to go to like I would definitely want to go to all the group stage games for Croatia, possible. But I thought that would be like, I thought I'd pay like 5K altogether. Now it looks like I'm gonna have to pay like, I don't know, who knows, 20K. No, like 8K. I think I anticipate paying like 5K for 4 group stages. I don't know. I'm mad. We inverted this on the 2. What's it doing? Is it gonna... You know what would be kind of interesting for maybe longs is if NASDAQ takes out the lows, hits the sell side, and ES doesn't, and then you have an SMT there. That might be a worthwhile long. Where I would be like, okay, maybe I'll try it long, yeah. If I don't get a good short idea in. I'm confused. I'm trying to find like any remarks from this guy that supposedly started speaking at 10:30. Trying to find anything that he said. Speech on bank supervision. He stopped talking, I think. I think the script's online, so yeah. Wait, alright. The script is online. Watch live. Continue. He's still talking.
Banking system sits on the center of the economy. That is why banks' risk taking must always be effective.
Okay, only 286 people are watching that.
The market discipline alone prevent excessive. Noted before, time and again, periods of relative financial calm led to efforts.
He's still talking. He's talking about banking supervision. I'm like just kind of skimming this. He talked about the 2008 crisis. All right, well, doesn't seem that's doing much. If he started talking at 10:30, right? Didn't cause much here. And also, I don't see any of my news sources saying anything in all caps about what he said. Okay. No. Okay. Waymo is introducing fully autonomous driving in 5 new cities: Miami, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Orlando. You guys are gonna get self-driving cars in your cities if you're from there. Type in the chat if you're from there. I know there's people from Miami here. Oh my gosh. Keep that out of New York. They know that that would not work in New York because I can't imagine that in Midtown traffic. Taxis are insane. They'll run them over. They'll like start recalibrating. Someone cut me off. Recalibrating. Enrique, are you from Houston? George C. Trader says these Fed speakers all say the same nothing for real. Some of them are more dovish than others, and some are more hawkish. Did you guys see that one of them is I don't know. It was bad. One of them is resigned because, and they were basically insider trading. Allegedly, I mean, allegedly. Or they asked Powell for like special waiver to trade within the blackout period, and she did not get the permission. Let's see, which one is it? There we go. Here, former Federal Reserve Governor Adriana Kugler resigned in August 2025. In the November 2025 ethics report revealed her resignation was linked to violations of the Fed's trading rules. Yeah, she said that she didn't, it was so funny. She said that her husband did it. That's what they always say. They're like, oh, my spouse did it and they didn't have bad intentions. Like, you don't talk at the dinner table about work. In 2022, that's when like they created those rules because there's so many Fed members were trading during the 0% interest rate period. It's crazy that they didn't have those rules in place until 2022. Yeah, she requested a waiver but was denied by Fed Chair Powell. Good job, Powell. I'm gonna have an alert here at the slow. The reason why I'm not short after inversion is just because I want some sort of S&P, and I keep saying like maybe there will be some equal lows created here for some short-term fake support, you know, like we've kind of saw that yesterday afternoon, right? Just look at what yesterday afternoon when the Fed speaker started talking. Okay, well, he's just talking about bank supervision, so that doesn't matter. So do we know the topic at 11 a.m. when Barkin is speaking? They never tell us, I feel like. Let me check financialjuice.com. Trump is meeting Saudi leadership all day at 11 a.m. Starting at 11 a.m., by the way. He said yesterday that the U.S. will sell them F-35s, which are fighter jets, I believe. Yeah. Let's see it. Yeah, George C. Trader said she threw her husband under the bus for this trades, but still resigned. I know. She said that she's returning to Georgetown to teach. I don't think so. November 2025, the ethics board came out with these findings. So resigning to prevent being fired. So you have an inversion, you have a BPR right here. Let's see, so far that bearish BPR has been holding. But we definitely are overall just consolidating. Now we're consolidating within a consolidation, it feels like. These are equal highs for ES. If there was, this one took it out, then I would be looking at that more closely. But it didn't. You know, if this took that this high, that would be a tiny 1 minute SMT that would maybe make me more inclined to want to short this. But yeah, this is like, let's see, it's like, since this inversion happened, which is at this 10:34, so 10:34.5. How many minutes have passed since we've not really done much? 12 minutes of just a lot of consolidation. Since this, we had 7 minutes of consolidation. I'm gonna write down my only condition for trying longs. Okay. My condition for trying longs would be if we take out the sell side with NASDAQ, and then we have an SMT at a new low of day. Maybe ES will hit this new low day first, but like maybe NASDAQ makes another new low of day and ES doesn't. And then we have an inversion to the upside. I'm overall, a bear. I said it last week, I'm putting my bear hat on, but I recognize that sometimes there will be pushes back up. But I'm still overall bearish. Let's see ES on this 4 hour. Yeah, because that's the thing, is that maybe it wants to bounce short term. Just like here, we don't go down in a straight line, right? We took out the sell side and we popped up. The 4 hour candle, we already inverted that actually. See the hourly. So I have alerts if we do get there. So far it's teasing it. It's teasing it. Who is short? Let me know in the chat if you're short. Must be agonizing holding through this. There's no double here. Teased it, popping back up for a second. Consolidation within the consolidation, I guess. Okay, so this is just me to visualize. There's 2 hourly fair value gaps from a while ago for ES. So we could, yeah, I'm gonna delete that now. We could just end up having that SMT and a push back up. Nothing yet for new lows taken. FOMC member is speaking at 11. You know, it's all right if we end up, we push down quite a bit in the first 30 minutes. It's all right if we chill for a minute. In the consolidation. That's agonizing for any short still holding, I would assume. I'm definitely watching any lows, maybe especially if they wick a low once, twice. Can anticipate some reversal. We have equal highs here. Yes, if we don't, I'm taking this low, we end up coming back up here in these equal highs, then I look for SMT to go lower. But don't know what's going to happen. Definitely feels like we're hanging on by a thread right now here. Look at the 15-minute. Well, wicks. This 5-minute doesn't seem like it's gonna close lower at the moment. Started to, and then came back to the open again. Really what we want to see during expansion, so we're still during an accumulation. So I'm kind of waiting for that manipulation part, yeah. Upside or downside, I don't care. I don't discriminate. So Thomas said, I am short, I am a believer though. Precise entry says, I'm short and just past 2 funded accounts. Nice. Badman said, feels like leg day. I had an intense gym session yesterday. Heavy day yesterday. Anywhere you got those glasses in the chat, in the description, you can check that out. We gave pairs away last week, actually. Time distortion. Someone said Iriba said they're long. I mean, we'll have to see. For like I said, for longs, I wanted us to have some SMT. There was none. I can't do anything right now. I gotta sit on my hands, which is the hardest part. Jeez. Well, it's fine though. Would I rather be stuck in a consolidation and be basically break even for like 20 minutes and then potentially get manipulated out? Stopped out? No. Or would I rather like feel the agonization of consolidation without being in the trade? Rather not be in the trade. Gotta wait for the right timing. Someone says time distortion could be like, because we do have a Fed speaker at 11. We have equal highs, I mean, for ES. I'd cry my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Number 1, but I can't have 2. but never had to. I can't have fun if I can't have be my NY when Hollywood hates me. You're only as hot as your last hit, baby. I'm gonna start doing karaoke here. What else? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna put an alert if we cross those highs for ES. Add alert. Crossing up. And it also, if even range trade traders that might be scalping, like, oh, okay, we didn't, like, let's see it scalp back up to this. It's not happening. It's literally agonizing at the moment. I have alerts here. These are like the swing highs. These are the swing lows. Having alerts there makes sense because otherwise, you know, you're just going to be watching barcode chop. I mean, it's up to you. Some people are better at scalping. I'm terrible at scalping, so you got to know what you're good at. I'm good at letting the trades run when it's like the right time to really run for bangers. And I'm also good at knowing when to stay out. Who was it this morning that's mentioned that, yeah, the entering at 936 was basically the only kind of trade, and to be honest, yeah, it was a 60-point stop, 68-point stops. I don't know if I probably wouldn't have been wanting to take that. I didn't take it. And also we had taken that previous weekly low. Sometimes could just end up retracing a bit more to these equal highs. But I'm kind of noting to myself those large stops where, okay, I think I really don't like to take it if it's more than 50 points. But if it really looks good, which I don't think this one's didn't like scream out, take me, right? So, if it is though, then I would take micros. Because you have to be very aware now. The ranges are much bigger. What do I do? A lot of people ask, what's the what does she mean when she says ATR? I personally go here, indicators. I go on the daily, average true range. Okay, daily. I click indicators, and then I click average true range. And for me personally, I put last 5 days. Some people like the last 14 days. That's like the default. I changed it to 5 because I'm a very short-term trader, right? I want to see what the last 5 days, what the range is. It takes the average of those last 5 days. And right now, 555. You could see how we have been going up. Like this was the crazy April tariff talk where we were like 1,400 points a day at one point. And then during July and August, right? During July, we had tiny ranges, 200 points or less. And then right now, the volatility has ramped up since October. So seeing that is helpful when looking at how much more could we probably go today. And also, it's really important when deciding contract sizing. How many contracts are taking? Because you have to acknowledge, oh, my stop's going to be bigger now. Here's my alert for new low day for NASDAQ and ES. NASDAQ took that sell side now. I'm going to move this to the right now. Also move this here. Okay, I'll take a look again on ES here. Okay. Basically now, I said my only way I would go long is if we have another with SMT at a low, which we don't have yet. So I'll continue just marking out lows. Otherwise, ES will get to the sell side. So I'll mark out this 1 minute fair value gap we made after taking that low. Kind of, I think that's the most important. Very important. We're here. Like normally, maybe I wouldn't put this qualifier here, like only if an SMT, but overall, trend is very bearish, and I'm been bearish, so I only want to really long if it's A plus. $15, that's the previous hourly low. It's the 15-minute. Wicked that a bunch of times. Now we're actually dropping lower. I have alerts if we take new low day on one of them. Plus, we're down 1.8%. Okay. I think this year there's been 11 days where we end up down 2% on the day. Only 11. It's 11:07. I need to think about this. I said I want the SMT. Why didn't you guys give me an SMT? All right, well, we just popped through that inversion. I've created that inversion at that fair value gap here, so I mean, I'll probably just end up just watching this go without me to here. Minor BSL here. Inversion traders definitely went long here. They would be up 29 points. Huge stop loss though. See here. See the 30-second. $58 point. Maybe I'll get a trade in the afternoon. I'll be on My Funded Futures at 1:30 p.m. today. My Funded TV. Okay, Fed Barkin. What has he been talking about since? Yeah, 11. Yeah, that's basically what hit the low when he started speaking, right? We dropped right after. So the job market is somewhat weaker than data suggests. Policy is still modestly restrictive. His speech is on operating with limited data, which actually, you know, that has more effect on the market because the Fed is he's talking about how the Fed is operating on limited data from, you know, not having the jobs report last month and the inflation report, CPI and NFP. He said inflation does not appear headed higher, but also not clear that it's headed back to 2%. He said nothing with that. Good job. Unemployment is likely to edge higher, but perhaps not by much. Inflation is above target, but not likely to accelerate. Oh, well, even if I did end up wanting to take this, it literally never gave me my entry. The only entry is if you take the inversion straight up at here. So congrats if you took those longs, right? Said this FEG was really important. Personally, I didn't take it because it's just too much for my risk appetite. I want another SMT here. And no entry for me anyway. Fear and greed index, 8 out of 10 extreme fear 50 minutes ago. Interesting. I'm still watching to see maybe they have some SMT create a low within these bullish fair value gaps, and they have a tiny SMT within there. So you still have minor buy side here, maybe to go for. Really depends on whether price wants to retrace lower or not. This is considered a 2-minute bullish breaker right here that it's digging into. Have breakers really been that sensitive though? No, like that's why I wouldn't be surprised if we do drop down here to 469s. Okay, this is a previous BPR though. We did just I'm gonna delete this bearish inversion here. Pay attention to this one. We did close above this one as well. So that's a new inversion there. Not yet on ES. Gotta start trading London session. London session was really nice. Damn. Hourly. They dropped during Asian and London protractment. Distribution again. This is hourly. Yeah, the hourly. Last hour's high as well. On the 3-minute, there's a giant 3-minute fair value gap, and the breaker kind of starts there. And this is where 50% is. I think that we're probably going to end up going for that minor buy side, but the question is whether we're going to retrace and have a minor SMT within there, then I'd take it. And that's me being very particular about it. For a good reason. Because honestly, if we take this without me getting an entry, I'm back to looking for more shorts. This is a hourly high into an hourly fair value gap. Okay, let's go look. Sniper, not a machine gun. Is he done talking yet? Barking. Trump meets with Saudi leadership all day. These people like just outside the White House. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so far I was pretty sensitive to this 2-minute bullish breaker. See what it does from there. Now yes is inverted. Yes, pumping. Alright. Ukraine's military says it attacked military targets in Russia with ETACM's missiles. It came out 1 minute ago. But that's not like, I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. Today I just couldn't find an entry. Like, seriously, it's just 2 wide stops here. This one would have been 80 points. This other one would have been 60. And for longs, I was just really particular about it. I'd rather not get distracted too much on the longs if I'm overall bearish, you know? So it didn't provide me exactly what I wanted, the conditions of it. But congrats if you ended up just taking that inversion or breaker. We called out this fair value gap for being really important, and then we had that push up. Since this, it did go straight up just to minor buy side in like 3 minutes. For like a 1R or so. See what ends up happening here. After we hit this high, I'm shifting back to being bearish unless it's like a straight up huge reaction on this high or a previous weekly low level. I'm thinking, you know, there's more potential downsides that could happen. But I have to think, wait, I'm just thinking about this again. We took a weekly level on NASDAQ. Okay, ES hit that equal high. All right, good tape reading at least. Congrats if you took that long. Even if you put stop break even from here, it would have never stopped you out. So congrats if you took that long. ES now in that 2-minute fair value gap. NASDAQ not there quite yet, but oh well. Tomorrow's another day. I think I'm saving some gunpowder for tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, where we have a lot of red folder news. Tomorrow we have FOMC meeting minutes. Oh, it's just minutes, so it's not too bad, actually. It's just minutes. It's not the right decision. But we have a lot of FOMC speakers again. Okay. Thursday, we have NFP coming out, I think, from the October's NFP that was due a couple weeks ago. We have unemployment claims tentatively coming out. We're not sure if that's coming out. Unemployment rate is coming out. More FOMC speakers. And then we have Friday. Ooh, Friday looks good. 9:45 flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI. All right, so good tape reading. If you went long after that sell side was hit, you know, and we had that push up right there, congrats, you know, longs paid there. And if you end up holding the shorts until here, congrats if you won on the shorts. I'm very pleased with, you know, marking out a sell side before it happened from weeks ago and marking out this fair value gap being I'm very pleased in at least having those correct levels, and then this minor buy side, which is exactly where we went right after. Yeah, be back here tomorrow, 9:15. Stay safe. Don't be a degenerate. There's plenty of high impact news left. This is going to be really interesting. Also, I'll be on My Fund to Futures TV later today at 1:30 p.m. You know, maybe I'll find an afternoon trade there since I didn't find one in the morning. I'm not going to push it, but markets have been volatile. So see you next time. Don't be a degen. Love you guys. Ciao. Let me make sure no one sent a donation that I missed. Shout out to Benjamin from last time. That's one of my friends. I missed his donation because I just had a freaking intense Friday. I reached out to him. All right, cool. Didn't miss anything crazy. Let's make sure. All right. Yeah. Have a good Tuesday. Plenty of time left in the week. Ciao.